Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, what I'm about to tell you is genuinely explosive. We've got some insider info that could shake up the NFC North in a way we haven't seen in years. The Chicago Bears are on the verge of making a bold move, and it involves none other than Alontae Taylor, the rising star cornerback from the New Orleans Saints. Yes, you heard right. A trade that, frankly, could be a game changer, not just for the Bears, but for the entire division. And let's be honest, it's been a wild season so far, with surprises popping up left and right. But this one takes the cake. The Saints, currently sitting at 1-6 with a cap hit of just $5 million, are in full rebuild mode. After the Peyton era, they're trying to find their footing again, and that means making some tough decisions. Their defense has been leaking points all season long, allowing about 30 points per game, and their offensive line is struggling badly, giving up an astonishing 32 sacks so far. It's pretty clear they're in a phase of rebuilding, looking to acquire young talent and future assets to get back on track. One of their biggest needs is to bolster their front seven, especially considering the struggles they've had to protect their quarterback and defend against the run. Meanwhile, they've got cap space, but they're also looking to free up some of it to sign key players like Olive, who's been battling a hefty cap hit of $22 million. So they're trying to balance the present with the future. And that's where the Bears come into the picture, because apparently the Saints see Alontae Taylor as a perfect fit for their rebuild. Taylor, a player who's been shining with elite coverage skills, has become one of the most promising young shutdown corners in the league. Just this season, he's been playing at a Pro Bowl level, and his stats really speak for themselves. In 2025, he's racked up 40 tackles and 2 interceptions in just 7 games, with an impressive PFF grade of 86.5. When you look at his EPA per coverage, it's plus 0.14, which is among the best for corners in the league right now. He's also been disruptive, with 6 pass deflections, and in Week 3 he completely shut down the Falcons, allowing 0 yards in coverage. That's the kind of player you want on your side, especially when your secondary is struggling. Now, Taylor's career stats are pretty remarkable. Over 220 solo tackles, 10 interceptions, 4 defensive touchdowns, and he's been remarkably durable, with only 1 missed game in 2025 due to an ankle injury. His agility and coverage skills draw comparisons to top-tier players like Jaire Alexander, and he's been boosting his value even further this season, especially after the Saints made some tweaks post-draft, leading to plus 140 tackles in 2023 and a significant increase in forced turnovers. So why would the Saints trade him? Well, it's all about timing and strategy. Taylor's contract is set at around $10 million, and it's expiring soon. The Saints, who are in a bit of cap trouble, need to free up space to sign other key players and address their issues along the offensive line. Trading Taylor for a first-round pick in 2026 and a 4th in 2027 makes a lot of sense for them. They get future assets and can focus on rebuilding from scratch. It's a static move for the Saints, but one that's driven by necessity. Now, for the Bears, this is a golden opportunity. Imagine what Taylor can bring to their secondary. With Eberflus running the defense, adding a player of Taylor's caliber means a significant upgrade in coverage, and that directly translates into more turnovers, more INTs, and an overall boost to the defense. Chicago's currently sitting at 3-4, ranked 20th in pass defense, but with Taylor in the fold, that number is expected to jump, possibly adding plus 8 projected interceptions and increasing EPA coverage by around 16%. That's huge, especially when you consider the other pieces around him. With Smith already having 3 INTs in 2025, Taylor can act as the perfect complement, creating mismatches and forcing opposing quarterbacks to think twice before throwing over the top. And let's not forget, he also helps mitigate some of the injuries they've had in the secondary, Gordon being out with a groin injury and Stevenson's questionable status with a shoulder injury. Having Taylor on the field would give the Bears a much-needed boost, making their pass defense more aggressive and more disciplined. Plus, his presence could be a big factor in elevating the defense to a top 15 ranking, which is absolutely critical if Chicago wants to make a serious playoff push. And it's not just about this season. The impact of adding Taylor stretches into the future. His ability to create turnovers and lock down the opponent's best receivers means the Bears could be setting themselves up for a sustained period of defensive excellence. This move could even elevate the team's chances of reaching the Super Bowl. See, the Bears are currently seen as dark horses in the NFC, with their odds at around plus 6,000. But with a move like this, those odds could slip down to plus 2,800, making them real contenders in the eyes of the betting world. It's the kind of move that energizes a fan base, boosts team morale, and sets a new tone for the franchise under Eberflus and Williams. And speaking of the playoffs, this trade could be the catalyst that propels Chicago into serious postseason contention. With Taylor's proven track record in high-pressure situations, his cold-bloodedness in clutch moments, and his ability to shut down top receivers, it's easy to see him becoming a playoff X-factor. Historically, cornerback trades like Lattimore in 2023, which boosted odds from plus 1,800 to a much more favorable position, show how a single move can shift a team's fortunes. If Taylor joins the Bears, expect the NFC North to be a much more competitive division, with the Lions and Packers having to elevate their game to match the Bears' new defensive level. It's a fascinating chess match, and the implications are huge. Now let's talk about what this means for the Bears' overall strategy moving forward. This trade signals that Chicago isn't just content with being a middling team anymore. They're aiming higher. They want to contend, and they see Taylor as the piece that can turn their defense from good to elite. His addition would give Eberflus a versatile weapon, someone who can lock down the opponent's best receiver, create turnovers, and help the entire defense play with more confidence. Plus, with Taylor's contract set to expire soon, this could be a move that's part of a broader plan to build a competitive core for years to come. The fans are already buzzing about what this could mean. Imagine a secondary with Taylor, Smith, and the emerging young talent around them. It's a vision of a defense that can match the offensive firepower that Chicago has been developing. Justin Fields, still young and hungry, would benefit immensely from a defense that's forcing turnovers and putting him in better field positions. That synergy between offense and defense is what championship teams are built on, and this trade could be a major step in that direction. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, but all signs point to this being a smart, strategic move for the Bears. It's a calculated gamble that could pay dividends for years to come. The division is already shaping up to be more competitive, with the Lions and Packers making their own moves, and Chicago is clearly positioning itself as a team to watch. This trade happens, expect the narrative to shift quickly. Suddenly, the Bears aren't just trying to stay afloat. They're aiming for the top, for a deep playoff run, and perhaps even a shot at the Super Bowl. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe adding Alontae Taylor is the missing piece for a Super Bowl push? Can this move elevate the Bears to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. We're in for an exciting ride, and this potential trade could be the start of something historic. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, bear down.